Hey there everybody, it's time for some Strat-o-matic baseball, and this game was, or at least the idea for this game came about from one of the viewers that requested. Royals Gamer 4 requested a 1977 Kansas City Royals Strat-o-matic game. Asked what opponent, he said 77 Yankees were okay. So I said okay, let's go ahead and do that. So I figured if we're going to do that, they met in the ALCS, so this is a replay of Game 5 played at Royal Stadium to decide who was going to take on the Los Angeles Dodgers in the 1977 World Series. There you see the pitching matchups, two lefties on the mound, Paul Splittorff for the Royals and Louisiana Lightning, Ron Guidry for the Yankees. So we'll get everything set up and get ready for first pitch momentarily. Okay, let's look at the starting lineups first for the visiting New York Yankees. Leading off in center field will be Mickey Rivers. Batting second will be second baseman Willie Randolph. Hitting third is catcher Thurman Munson. Batting cleanup is Sweet Lou Piniella. Hitting fifth is the DH Cliff Johnson, the big guy with the lefty on the mound. Reggie is on the bench, and Cliff Johnson's going to DH. Greg Nettles bats sixth and plays third base. Chris Chambliss is at first base hitting seventh. Paul Blair is in right field hitting eighth. And Bucky Dent, who has his own middle name if you're in the Red Sox Nation, he will bat ninth and play shortstop. These are the actual lineups from Game 5 of the ALCS. For the Royals, leading off will be shortstop Freddie Patek. Batting second in left field is Hal McRae. Hitting third at third base is George Brett. Batting cleanup in right field is Al Cowens. Batting fifth in center field is Amos Otis. Batting sixth and playing first base is John Wathan. He's normally a catcher, but with the lefty Guidry on the mound, Whitey Herzog decided to bench John Mayberry and put John Wathan in at first base. The DH is Cookie Rojas. He will hit seventh. Batting eighth is the catcher Darrell Porter, and batting ninth is second baseman Frank White. Royal Stadium, home runs, you have to hit a 1 to get a home run on a ballpark check. Singles much more generous. That should be a 1 to 13 there, not a 1 to 3 for right-handers. It's 1 to 19 for left-handers, 1 to 13 for right-handers. So we'll go ahead and get this thing going. I'm trying the overhead view again to see if I can get this to work and get everything show on camera clearly, hopefully. So Royals fan 4, hope you enjoy this presentation of Strat-o-matic baseball with the 1977 Royals. And like we said, Mickey Rivers is going to lead things off. Try to put it on here so you can see the score sheet as well, at least hopefully. So we'll get this hopefully lined up pretty well. That's my hope. Alrighty, and then we've got our Super Advanced. This is in Super Advanced, by the way. I forgot to mention that. Royals fan 4 did not specify which version of Strat he wanted on this, so I just made the decision to go with Super Advanced. So we are ready to go. Mickey Rivers is on the bottom. Paul Splittorff is up top, and we are underway here in Game 5 of the ALCS. And we get a 5-6, so a 5-6 on Splittorff against a lefty. 5-6 is going to be a fly ball to right field handled by Al Cowens, and there's one away. So Mickey Rivers is retired. Brings up Willie Randolph. 210 against lefties, and that's a ground ball to second. Frank White will handle that one easily. 2 up, 2 down, and that brings up the captain, Thurman Munson. Oh, a 6-12 against Splittorff. It's ground ball pitcher X. He is a 4E13. 4E13. We got a 7, so we'll check our pitcher defense. A 4 and a 7 for the pitcher is a G3, which means he will make the play. Now it's just a matter whether he makes an error or not. It's an 11, and he's an E13. So let's see, pitcher E13, and how about that? Pitcher E13, there's an 11 right there on the E1 spot, so little bungle job there by Paul Splittorff, and he boots it. Thurman Munson will reach on the E1. So we'll give Splittorff an error. And that'll bring the D20 in play for the first time, as Sweet Lou Piniella comes up. Nothing on the 20. 4-9 for Splittorff against the right-handers. Ground ball to first, handled by Wathan. And the inning is over. So nothing doing for the Yankees. They go by quiet, fairly quiet in the first. And that'll bring up Ron Guidry on the mound. And he'll be facing leadoff hitter Freddie Patek. 3-8 against the lefty is a ground ball to third. Nettles took care of that. One away. Brings up Hal McRae, left fielder. He's usually the DH, but he's left fielding today, if that's a word. 2-4. 2-4 against the lefty. Foul out to Munson, and that's 2 away. So McRae is gone. Brings up George Brett. Now in the actual game, in the first inning, George Brett tripled into the gap and hit a hard, and made a hard slide into third base into Greg Nettles, and it produced a scuffle that benches cleared. So some people probably remember that if you think back. And if not, I'm sure it's on YouTube somewhere. 5-8, lefty on lefty. 5-8 is a ground ball second base X. That's Randolph, and Randolph is a 2 E18. 2-2. That's probably going to be a base hit. Check it out. 2-2 is a single 1 star. That's a 7. Did he make an error? 18, E18. There is no 7, but it is a single. So George Brett, 2-out single. And that'll bring up Al Cowens. Nothing on the 20. 1-9. 1-9 is a ballpark diamond shot. However, for Royal Stadium, you got to roll a 1 to get it. So not likely. Nope, 17. That's a fly to left, handled by McRae. I'm sorry, handled by Piniella, and that's going to end the inning. So 1 inning is in the books, and we are scoreless here from Royal Stadium. That will now bring up the big guy, Cliff Johnson, the DH. He has a really good column 3 there. That's why he's in this game. Not because he has a good column 3, but because Billy Martin knew that he clubbed lefties. 2-6. That's going to be a strikeout. That was a bad column. He needed column 3. He got column 2. So he's going to fan, and that's going to bring up Greg Nettles. 5-11, lefty on lefty. 5-11's ground ball first base X. That's Wathan. Like I said, he's in there because he's a right-handed hitter, but he's a poor defender. 4 E30. 4-14, he'll get to that. Now let's check the E30. It's a 9, so on first baseman, E30. Miraculously, there is no 9, because E30 is the worst you can have as a first baseman defensively. 30 is the worst. That's as far as it'll go. And there's no 9 there. So how about that? John Wathan was able to get that done and make the play. So shaky, but he did it. 2 down for Chris Chambliss. That's a 6-4 against Splittorff, lefty on lefty. 6-4 is a ballpark single check. Now the ballpark more generous, 1-19, so most likely a base hit. And it is. So it's a single for Chambliss, a 2-out single. And that'll bring up Paul Blair, playing right field in place of Reggie. Better defender and a right-handed hitter. 3-5 for Blair. That's a single with 2 stars. So Blair comes through. Puts runners on the corners with 2 outs for Bucky. I'll call him Francis Dent because we all know his middle initial is F if you're a Red Sox fan. So here is Bucky Dent. 3-6 against the lefty is a pop-up to short. And that's going to end the inning. So the Yankees threaten a little bit. Get runners on the corners with 2 outs but can't get the run home. We go to the bottom of the second. And Ron Guidry will be back on the hill. Let's move these charts out of the way so that they don't get in the way. We'll just bring them in when they're needed. So that means I don't need these things anymore. So maybe we'll give us some more room here to put the actual cards, and the score sheet may be more in view. How about that? Maybe that's a little bit better. We'll see. Work in progress, folks. All right. Amos Otis. Otis, my man, steps to the plate against Guidry to lead things off. We get a 4-6, and against a right-hander for Guidry, that's a fly to right. So Paul Blair Takes that one in, no problem. Brings up John Wathan, first baseman. That's a 6-8 against Guidry, and that's a ground ball. I'm sorry, 6-8 is a base hit. I looked at 5-8. 6-8, nope, I looked at 6-6. I'm really getting confused. 6-8's a strikeout, my bad. So Louisiana Lightning's like, what are you talking about, a base hit? That's a strikeout. Read the thing right, fella. All right. Cookie Rojas, DH. 2-2 against the lefty. We will read it right this time. That's a triple for Cookie Rojas. And obviously 2-2 is not the most often rolled result, which is why that triple is there, because they want it to come up, you know, infrequently. So here's Porter after that 2-out triple. Nothing on the 20. It's a 5-4 against a lefty. 5-4 is a catcher X. Now this could be a little disconcerting because you could get a pass ball or something. We'll check Munson. He's a 2E4. That's a 16. So a 2 and a 16 for the catcher is a foul out possibility. So that's not going to worry about that. That's an 8, and he is an E4. 8 and an E4, no error there. So it's simply going to be a pop out to Munson. And Guidry pitches around that 2-out triple. So we go to the third, and we're still scoreless here at Royal Stadium. And top of the order coming up for the Yanks, it will be Mick the Quick, Mickey Rivers. Flew to right his first chance. It's a 3-9 against a lefty. 3-9 is a fly to right. So Rivers flew to right to begin the game. He's going to fly to right again. And Al Cowan's happy to make that catch. Here's Willie Randolph. 2-8 against a lefty. That's another fly to right. So consecutive fly balls to right field. Cowens makes the play easily on both. Here's Munson. He did reach on the error by Splittorff his first time. 5-8 against a right-hander is a fly to center. And A.O., Amos Otis, makes the play. So the Royals go 3 up. I'm sorry, the Yankees go 3 up and 3 down here in the top of the third. Not a lot of activity there. To the bottom of the third, and the number 9 hitter, Frank White, only player not to bat yet out of the starting lineup. It's a 1-10 for White, and he's going to draw a walk against a lefty, so a leadoff walk. And sometimes those leadoff walks can come back to bite you. That'll bring up Patek. White's not going to try to steal, I don't think. Well, you know what? He's going to try to get a jump. 2-5 or 12. So we're going to try to see if we can get a jump. 2-5 or a 12. That's a 4, so he does not get the jump, so he will not go. Here's Patek. 2-8 for Patek against a lefty is a pop out to short. Dent will squeeze it, one away. And that's going to bring up Hal McRae. McRae, a 5-10 against a right-hander for Guidry. 5-10 is a ground ball third base X. That's Nettles. He's a 1E13. That's a 5. So a 1 and a 5 is a G1, so it's a potential double play. There's a 10. There are no errors on 10s for third baseman. So unless you're like a E53 or something, I mean, you got to be way, way down there to get an error. So that's a double play. 5-4-3. And the inning is over. So 3 innings in the books. And scoreboard still has not gotten company. It's still nothing to nothing. Sweet Lou Piniella is going to try to change that. He will lead things off here against Splittorff. 2-6 for Sweet Lou. He's going to ground to Brett at third base. One away. Brings up Cliff Johnson, DH. We get a 5-9. Splittorff, that's a fly to right. So again, Al Cowan's getting a lot of work out there as the Yankees are going a lot of times opposite field. Here's Greg Nettles. 2-3 against the lefty, and that's a ballpark home run. That would have been, I'm sorry, 2-3. I was looking at 1-3. 2-3 is a walk. So no sense getting excited about that. The home run wouldn't have happened anyway, most likely, because it's a 1 on the D20. But the walk puts him on for Chris Chambliss. Get runners on, anything can happen. It's a 212 for Chambliss against a lefty, and that's a hit by pitch plus injury. Hit by pitch plus injury, but I'm not doing injuries for this one game. So we'll keep it right where it is. Runners at first and second for Paul Blair. Nothing on the 20. 5-10. Ground ball shortstop X. That's Freddie Patek. And Patek, he is a 2E32. 2 and a 5. I think you'll get to that. 2 and a 5 is a G3. We'll check his error. He's an E32, and this is again a 10. So no error there. So it's a good play. Third out of the inning. And the inning is over. So the Yankees get a couple on, but can't do anything about it to go any further. And we go to the bottom of the fourth, still scoreless, and George Brett steps in against Mr. Guidry. Lefty, lefty. That is a 3-9. 3-9 against a lefty is a ground ball to short. So handled by Dent. One away. A lot of hits in column 3, but that one wasn't one of them. Here is Al Collins. I know I was going to do that. I was going to get close to rolling back here, wasn't I? So I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to put something back there because I don't have a backstop. So let me pause the video and get that corrected. Okay, got my little backstop here, so hopefully that won't happen again. Again, we're going to have a re-roll for Al Collins. It's a 6-7. 6-7's a walk. So after all that, Al Collins draws the 1-out walk. That'll bring up AO, Amos Otis. Otis, my man. 6-9. 6-9 is a strikeout for Guidry. A little dot there, but obviously he's not fatigued yet. Here's John Wathan. That's a 2, so that's a chance for either a balk or a pass ball. Balk rating for Guidry is a 0, so if we roll that, we don't have to worry about it. For Munson, his balk rating, or pass ball rating for Munson is a 3. So we'll roll the white die first. Alright, so we're checking a pass ball check, and it's a 1 to 3 is a pass ball. That's a 2, so it is a pass ball. How about that? You don't get that very often. But that one got by Munson. And so now runners in scoring position with 2 outs, and here's Wathan again. We get a 6-10. 6-10's a fly ball center field X. Center fielder, Mickey Rivers, is a 3E9. 3 and a 7, I think he'll get to that. Yes, he will, barely. 3 and a 6 would have been a base hit. 3 and a 7's good. That's an E9, or a roll of 9, and he's an E9. So a 9 and a 9 is a good play. So Mick the Quick, able to track it down. And the Royals go here pretty quietly in the 4th. Go to the 5th, no score. And Mr. Dent, Mr. Bucky Dent, is up to lead things off. This is an unusual setup for me. I'm actually standing up while I'm playing this game, so a little bit different, but it's not bad. Well, it does get to my back after a little while, so we'll see how this goes. Hopefully you guys can see everything. And the cards are not too far away where you can't see the numbers. Hopefully, anyway. 3-7 for Dent against the lefty. It's a fly to center, so AO, Amos Otis, makes the play. Brings up Mick the Quick. 5-8 against the lefty. That's another fly to center. So they were hitting everything to Collins. Now they're hitting everything to AO. And here's Willie Randolph. AO, not to be confused with AI. 4-11 for Randolph. Split torf against a righty. 4-11's a ground ball to short. And Patek will make quick work of that, as Randolph is disposed of. And we go to the bottom of the 5th, no score. And Ron Guidry, the pitcher's duel continues. Now in the real game, Ron Guidry only went like 3 innings because he was on 2 days rest, and Mike Torres pitched a lot. But I'm going to let Guidry go at least his 6 innings. 5 or 6 innings, no more than 5 or 6, just to try to keep it somewhat realistic. All right, here's Cookie Rojas, 4-11, and that's a leadoff walk to Cookie Rojas. He triples, and now he walks. So a leadoff walk brings up Darryl Porter, the catcher. And old man Cookie's not looking to run at all. 1-5 for Porter against the lefty. The ground ball second base C. That will get the runner to second base. Acts like a sacrifice. And there's one away for Frank White. Not to be confused with the Southern sportsman, Frank White. 3-2 for White. That's a chance for a home run. 1-3 is a homer. 4-20 is a triple, so that will score the run regardless. That's a 4, so he just missed a homer, but it will be a triple. Second triple of the game for the Royals. And Frank White has given his team a 1-0 lead. As the Royals break through here in the 5th, here's Freddie Patek, 1 out, runner at third. Infield's going to have to come in for the Yanks. They want to cut that run off. We got a 6-9 for Guidry. He is a strikeout. He has not reached his point of weakness, so that's strikeout number 2. Brings up Hal McRae. That is a 6-7. 6-7 is a walk, so McRae keeps the inning going with a walk. Runners on the corners, 2 outs for the dangerous George Brett, trying to add to this lead. We get a 2, so that's a chance for either a pass ball or a balk. And of course, I drop it down here and miss my spot. We pause the video and get that die back. Okay, we're rolling for Thurman Munson or Guidry to see if it's a balk or a pass ball. You'd think I'd be able to hit off this little target, but I was a little bit off base there. It's a 1, so it's checking a balk, and Guidry does not have a balk. So skip all that. Brett back in the box. And we get a 3-9 for Brett, and that's a ground ball to short, and that's going to end the inning. But the Royals break through for a run, and at the end of 5 complete, it's the Royals 1 and the Yankees nothing. So now the Yankees looking to respond. And the Yankees had their bullpen going. Mike Torres was the reliever in that game that came in to pitch when Guidry was on that short rest, but he does not have a relief rating, so I'm going to warm up Dick Tidrow instead. So Dick Tidrow is loosening. All right, so Munson against Splittorff, and Splittorff is a 6 rating for his fatigue, so he will begin his point of weakness inning right now. 2-2 for Munson is a ground ball to second. Frank White makes the play. 1 away for Sweet Lou. 3-6 for Sweet Lou against a lefty is a solid single. And that's 1 away, but 1 on for Cliff Johnson. Sweet Lou's not going to try to run. Johnson, a 2-7. 2-7 is a walk, so Splittorff, a little bit of trouble now as the Yankees try to respond to the run by the Royals. 2 on, 1 out for Greg Nettles, lefty on lefty. It's a 5-9 for Splittorff. It's ground ball second base B, so that's a fielder's choice. And Johnson will be out 4-6. And Piniella will go to third. So runners are at the corners. 2 down for Chris Chambliss, big at bat. Lefty on lefty, Chris Chambliss. It's a 1, so we're checking a wild pitch rating. And Splittorff has a 4 for his wild pitch rating. That would produce a run. And it's a 19, so there is no wild pitch. So we keep it going. Here's Chambliss. 4-3 against a lefty. Fly ball right field X. That is the right fielder Al Cowens. He is a 1 E6, so we know 1 he's going to catch it. Now we're just checking the errors. That's a 9. So an E6, there is no 9. So it's good play. And that's going to end the inning. So Splittorff pitches out of a little bit of a jam. We go to the bottom of the 6th, and we will have a new pitcher for the Yankees, as it will be the aforementioned Dick Tidrow. So Guidry's day is done. And the right-hander Dick Tidrow is in. So we'll pencil him in the score sheet. Dick Tidrow. And he'll be facing Al Cowens, Amos Otis, and John Wathan, 3 righties. But Whitey might counter with Mayberry and bring Mayberry, the regular first baseman, back in with the righty on the mound. We'll see. Right now it's Al Cowens. 4-11 for Tidrow. It's a fly ball left field X. That's Sweet Lou Piniella. He's a 3-E7. It's a 15. He'll get to that. It's a 14. So an E7 and a 14. There is no 14 there. So Sweet Lou Able to corral that. One away for Amos Otis. Otis, my man. Otis, my man's 0 for 2. He hasn't done anything. 2-6 against a right-hander. 2-6 against a right-hander is a strikeout. So Otis, my man, still not doing anything. Here's Wathan. But let's see. Are they going to... He was a 328 hitter. So, but you know what? They're going to go back to their norm, which is John Mayberry. It also improves their defense because he's a 2E8. So that's going to help him both ways. So we're going to have Mayberry go back in and play first base. He's going to pinch hit here in the 6th. He's going to play first base. He's a 2E8, and he runs at a 9. All right, so 2 outs and the base is empty. John Mayberry, the batter. 5-4, Tidrow against a lefty, 5-4. That's a home run ballpark check, diamond shot, but again, it's only a 1 for Royal Stadium, so not likely. And it's not, so it's a fly to right. And the inning is over. So we played 6 here at Royal Stadium. It is Kansas City 1 and the Yankees nothing. Now Splitdorf, like we said, had a fatigue rating of 6. And he gave up a hit and a walk his first 2 batters. So he might be on borrowed time here. The Yankees do have the bullpen loosening. They do have a right-hander in the bullpen. They do have right-hander. Well, they could go with Doug Bird. Yeah, right-hander Doug Bird. So he's loosening in the bullpen. We'll let Splitdorf see if he can get through part of the 7th anyway. Here's Paul Blair. It's a 3-10 for Blair against a lefty, and that is a foul out to the catcher, Darrell Porter. 1 away. Brings up Bucky Dent. That is a 2-9. 2-9 for Dent is a pop out to short. A lot of hits in column 2, but he found a pop out to short. So 2 up, 2 down for Mick the Quick. And it looks like Splitdorf's going to get his 7 innings. 6-8. That is a strikeout. There is a dot there, but he only gave up 2 base runners that last inning, so he's not reached his point of weakness. So that strikeout's going to stand. And Mick the Quick goes down. And Splitdorf has thrown 7 shutout innings. And that's probably all they're going to need him for. They're going to probably go ahead and go to the bullpen after this. And bring in Doug Bird. Most likely. All right, Dick Tidrow back out for his 2nd inning of work. And Cookie Rojas, the batter now. Cookie was in there against the lefties. And I know he's got a triple and a walk, but they're going to play the percentages and go to the bench and bring in. I'm going to bring in Pete Lecoq, better known as Peter Marshall's son from the Hollywood Squares. So Pete Lecoq is going to take over as the DH. Pinch hitting technically here and then taking over as the DH. So Pete Lecoq trying to put a base hit in the center square. 6-9 against Tidrow against the lefty. It's a fly to left. So he could not get that. So Pete Lecoq is gone, 1 away. That will bring up Darrell Porter. That is a 6-9 again, so again we go to a fly to left. 2 up, 2 down, 2 easy fly outs, and here's Frank White. That's a 2-8. 2-8 for Frank White against a righty is a ground ball to short. And the inning's over. So we go to the 8th. And that's going to be it for Tidrow. They're going to bring in Sparky Lyle going forward. But he certainly did his job to keep things right where they are. And Doug Bird will be on for the Royals. And he'll be facing Willie Randolph. So Doug Bird will be coming on. Splitdorf went 7 innings. And I believe Guidry went 6 innings. So let's... Willie Randolph, here we go. Leading off against Mr. Bird. Let's see if the bird is the word. 3-4 for Randolph against a lefty. Ground ball to third. Well, the Bird was the word, and third was the word as George Brett makes the play. One away. Here's Thurman Munson. 6-4. Ground ball to shortstop X. That is Patek. Again, he is a 2, E32. 212, he'll make that play easily. Let's check the E32 for shortstops. And there is no 7. So Patek feels that cleanly. 2 up, 2 down. Brings up Sweet Lou Piniella. That is a 3-4 for Lou. And that's a fly to center to end the inning. So we go to the bottom of the 8th. The Royals still lead it 1-0. And new pitcher for the Yankees to try to keep it that way is Sparky Lyle. And he'll be facing the top of the order and Freddie Patek. So Lyle coming in, 2 innings for Tidrow. Bird went 1, and they're going to have Mark Littell try to close it out in the 9th. All right, so starting things off here, Sparky Lyle against Patek. 1-7 for Patek against the lefty is a fly to center. 1 away. That brings up Hal McRae. And Billy Martin not worried about lefty-righty when he got Sparky Lyle. He was such a good pitcher. 3-7 for McRae against the lefty. He's going to fly to center as well. 2 down. And again, he's loaded in column 3, but he found the fly out. Maybe that's karma. Here's Brett, lefty on lefty. 5-7 for Lyle against the lefty. 1-15 is a single. Anything else, 16-20. It's a ground ball to the new first baseman, Mayberry. And it is. Mayberry makes the play on that 17 result. I'm sorry, not Mayberry, Chambliss. I'm confused here. All right, so 8 innings are in the books, and it's still a 1-0 game. A 1-0 game all on Frank White's triple back in the 6th. The only blemish for either squad. And now the pitcher for the Royals, their closer, Mark Littell, will be coming in. Scheduled hitter is Cliff Johnson, the big DH, but with a righty in there, the Yankees are going to their bench. And they're going to bring out Mr. October, Reggie Jackson, to pinch hit for Cliff Johnson. So it'll be Jackson, Nettles, and Chambliss. 3 lefties coming up. So Reggie going to pinch hit. And he would stay in the game to DH if it goes extra innings by chance. And Mark Littell is your new pitcher. All right, last chance for the Yanks. Here's Reggie. 4-7 for Littell against a lefty is a walk. I was looking at 5-7. 4-7's a walk. So Reggie gets aboard